Do the numbers just speak for themselves, or is there some kind of other motive for the filing at this time, Joey?
No correlation at all, Mike. You kidding? I'm being sarcastic, obviously.
Like 100 million each fight.
I would think close to $1 billion.
He probably is, but he spends like a mother. He probably has like a couple $100 million in jewelry.
This is what Floyd writes on his Instagram. Believe half of what you see and none of what you hear, especially when it comes to the media in this country.
Floyd Mayweather, once celebrated for amassing over $1.2 billion during his boxing career, is now reportedly grappling with serious financial troubles, according to startling updates from CNN. Known for showcasing his extravagant lifestyle, private jets, sprawling mansions, and high-end timepieces, Mayweather's lavish spending habits, failed business ventures, and rising legal expenses are said to have severely impacted his finances. Insiders suggest he's quietly selling off assets to manage growing debts, with some even speculating that a bankruptcy declaration could be on the horizon. It seems even the most dazzling careers can take a turn.
Everything ends up this way. Well, everything does end up this way because people are surrounded by other people who make 10%, 20%, 5% on what the other guy brings home. So people are incentivized to push people to keep scaling and keep going and all eat when you eat. But I think it's very important for people to stand up and say, you know what? I don't think this thing needs to be that big. I don't think the valuation needs to get here.
Floyd Mayweather once stood as a symbol of immense wealth in the world of sports, reportedly earning between $1.20 and $2 billion through boxing purses, endorsements, and public appearances. But the fortune that poured in didn't last. Rather than securing his future through smart investments or careful planning, Mayweather embraced a lifestyle built on constant extravagance. From fleets of luxury cars to gold-plated private jets, excess became his norm. His relentless pursuit of status and flash eclipsed any financial caution. Ironically, the very persona that earned him the nickname Money may now be the reason he's teetering on the edge of financial disaster.
He's up there, bro. He's probably got to be at least 400 million. I mean, some of the purses from his fights are like 100 million each fight.
I would think
shit.
close to $1 billion.
He probably is, but he spends like a. He probably has like a couple $100 million in jewelry. Have you seen like videos of his jewelry?
Yeah, some crazy. Let me see. Let me see what his net worth is. Mayweather net worth.
Them Googles be lying though. Huh?
They be lying. You think?
I think so. It's probably not accurate. I mean,
let's see what they say. I mean, exactly what you said. It says an estimated $450 million.
Yeah.
Richest boxer in the world. It's a lot of money.
Mayweather didn't just make waves for his undefeated streak in the ring. He also grabbed headlines for the staggering payouts tied to his fights. His clash with Manny Pacquiao reportedly brought in over $250 million, while his showdown with Conor McGregor earned him a similarly massive sum. Regularly topping the list of highest-paid athletes in the world, Mayweather turned these windfalls not into lasting wealth, but into fuel for an opulent lifestyle. Lavish parties, private jets for his entire entourage, and high-stakes gambling sessions worth millions became routine rather than rare.
Floyd Mayweather, the highest paid athlete, not the highest paid boxer, the highest paid athlete in the world. I had the opportunity and pleasure to be around him for many years. I was his personal shopper. I was a personal friend of his family. One of my greatest memories of being just lucky enough to even be around that environment was watching him train. Watching Floyd Mayweather train is a masterclass in discipline. It is a masterclass in work ethic. It is a masterclass in this is how you execute and get stuff done. Every rep, he hits it hard. There's not one lazy rep. He does everything at such a high frequency, so elevated. I'm like, goodness gracious, watching this man train, it's like, that's how I want to train for life. I've been to the club with Floyd where we leave in the club 3, 4 in the morning and he's still going to hit his 6 miles. He'll have all the cars follow him and he's running down the Las Vegas Strip, down back streets.
Mayweather's financial issues haven't just stemmed from overspending. Legal troubles have also played a significant role. His name has repeatedly appeared in court cases linked to questionable business moves. In 2022, he was involved in a class action lawsuit over a controversial cryptocurrency project that many critics labeled a pump and dump scheme. Though the case was ultimately dismissed, it underscored his tendency to dive into trendy, high-risk ventures without thorough due diligence. Matters worsened in 2024 when he faced a lawsuit alleging he instructed his bodyguard to assault a man, with the plaintiff seeking over $3 million in damages. These incidents further paint a picture of impulsive and unstable financial behavior.
How do you explain all that? How did that happen in your life?
Well, things happen. I had 3 children with a young lady. We wasn't seeing eye to eye. We wasn't seeing eye to eye. She was a little upset, had a little alcohol in her system. She was a little edgy, and I told her, basically I needed the keys to my truck. She was upset. She didn't want me to take the keys to the truck. So things got out of hand and blown out of, they blow things up bigger than what things are really made out to be. So things happen.
But nevertheless, you had to do 2 months, right?
Yeah, I did 2 months for a misdemeanor, yes.
So what is it like to have everything and then not have freedom?
That's what I come to find out. Freedom is very important. Freedom is very, very important. And I'm just, I'm happy to be free. I'm happy to be back, in my children's life.
Joe Rogan, known for speaking his mind, didn't shy away from criticizing Floyd Mayweather's apparent neglect of his tax responsibilities. Rogan emphasized that no matter how wealthy someone is, ignoring tax obligations is a surefire way to end up in serious trouble with the IRS, a warning backed by the downfall of many high-earning individuals. He also suggested that Mayweather's flashy lifestyle might be masking deeper financial instability. According to Rogan, the pattern Floyd appears to be following is far from unique, and it's rarely sustainable.
He owe that money to the IRS. How much does he owe?
It's in the $20+ million range.
It's a lot of money, man.
But it's not something that he's been, it's not like deception.
No.
It's just neglect to pay.
Neglect. And it's also like, I think, and there is like a truth to this. He makes so much money that there's probably a point when they're like, hey, it's time to pay your taxes. And you go like, all right, here's a check for $25 million. That's an incredible amount of money. And then they go, that's true, but you owe 50 more. And he's just like, that can't be right. I've given you $25 million.
Yeah, he's bought over 100 luxury cars from the same dealer and always pays in cash.
He has $15 million worth of cars.
Congrats. You can sell those.
Mike Tyson, once one of the highest paid boxers, famously racked up hundreds of millions during his prime, only to file for bankruptcy after years of unchecked spending. Tyson indulged in extravagant purchases like tigers, mansions, and even a gold bathtub. Now, Floyd Mayweather appears to be following a similar path of excess. Much like Tyson, Mayweather flaunts his cars, luxury jewelry, and lavish homes. But behind the scenes, it seems his financial situation is far less stable than it appears.
It's your main man, Made Man, back at it again, and y'all know how I get down over here. We talking boxing. Now, I am fresh off watching episode 1 of the All Access of the upcoming fight between Floyd Money Mayweather and Marcos Maidana. Now, a lot of people may have gotten a lot of things from watching that episode. It was real flamboyant. We seen Floyd Mayweather tossing his money around as always, talking about the Miss Jackson situation. We seen Marcos Maidana looking focused, more so focused on his baby and everything. So those are a lot of the minor takeaways. But my major takeaway from this whole thing, ladies and gentlemen, is I was quickly hit with a emotion of nostalgia. You know what I mean? Because seeing Floyd Mayweather with all this money and cars and clothes and hoes and yada yada yada, it just kind of reminded me. There was a small segment in that episode that stated that a lot of fighters believe in their immortality. You know what I mean? We've seen this before. So the question I ask, we have seen this movie before. Boxers traditionally going broke. They start off well, so flamboyant with all this money and all these cars, and they have businesses they invest in. They're something special, at least in their minds they are. And then after either retirement or near retirement, or after the fight game has left them, traditionally boxers go broke, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not saying this is going to happen to Floyd Mayweather, but I swear on everything, man, I hope it doesn't happen to Floyd Mayweather, because Floyd Mayweather is going to go down in the halls of history, ladies and gentlemen, as possibly top 3 to top 5 to top 10 of all-time greats. I mean, depending on how you view Floyd Money Mayweather. But however, he is definitely the #1 boxer of my era, ladies and gentlemen, of my time on this earth of watching this sport of boxing. No one has the skill set of Floyd Money Mayweather. Carve it up, chop it up how you like. get on the debate about his opponents, all this other crap. We can have that for another video. But this man is going to go down in history as an all-time great without a doubt. And it's going to, and I understand the argument for those who want to may even present the argument that he's the #1 greatest of all time. I see valid points in that argument. I don't agree with that, but I see valid points in that argument. This is a great boxer. We are going to miss Floyd Money Mayweather when he leaves the sport, ladies and gentlemen. But the fact remains,
Floyd Mayweather has often touted his financial savvy, even mentioning a buy low, sell high approach when it comes to real estate. However, his actions don't always align with his words. While no one questions his brilliance inside the ring, where his defensive skills, impeccable timing, and high fight IQ have cemented him as one of the greatest boxers of all time, the same level of discipline doesn't seem to apply to his financial decisions. Mayweather retired undefeated, a feat few athletes achieve, but athletic success doesn't necessarily equate to financial wisdom. The focus and strategy that defined his boxing career seem to contrast sharply with his impulsive behavior outside the ring.
People hate consistency when it comes to teams that you don't like and not a fan of, and they constantly win all the time. The Patriots went through the same thing. Small example, I'm gonna just take boxing for instance.
Right.
Floyd.
Yes.
Everybody loved when Floyd was winning early in his career.
Yes.
But when he kept winning,
yes,
he became the villain.
Yes.
And then everybody paying in and tuning in to see him lose.
Right.
That's it. Yes. He became the villain.
Even Floyd Mayweather's own uncle, Jeff Mayweather, has expressed concern over his financial choices. In a frank interview, Jeff revealed that he no longer understands Floyd's erratic behavior, particularly his unpredictable investment habits. It seems Floyd jumps into business ventures without a clear plan, often driven more by ego than sound strategy. His bold claims about owning vast real estate holdings have raised eyebrows among industry professionals, who recognize the high risks involved in such volatile markets.
I have no idea. I mean, like I said, I don't necessarily see Floyd very much. So we don't really get a chance to talk very much. And so I don't really know what's going on with him. I know he's doing things that, to better his life, like, buying homes and buying, different things. And so, I don't know exactly what he's doing. So, I haven't seen him in quite some time. And I haven't heard about him talking about doing any more exhibitions. Maybe he will, maybe he won't, I don't know. But I haven't heard anything.
I know that KSI's team would be happy to make their fight with him.
Floyd Mayweather's ongoing issues with the IRS are a significant warning sign. Federal authorities have reportedly advised him to sell off properties and resolve his tax debts, but he's ignored these crucial warnings. When the IRS starts seizing assets, it's a clear indication of serious financial mismanagement. By failing to address his tax obligations head-on, Mayweather has only worsened his situation.
I'm at least sat back reporting. You guys all seen the headline saying Mayweather needs money, Mayweather has problems, Mayweather needs Conor McGregor. Well, the truth couldn't be further. Let me tell you, Floyd Mayweather just posted this on his Instagram, and I know it's true because anyone who was around Floyd Mayweather back after the Pacquiao fight in 2015 saw Mayweather with the $26 million paycheck for the IRS. And this is what Floyd writes on his Instagram. Believe half of what you see and none of what you hear, especially when it comes to the media in this country. While everyone is counting my money and assuming the worst, these are the facts. Uncle Sam received $26 million from me in 2015. What else could they possibly want? I'm sure I would have been notified much sooner if there were any real discrepancies, right? Bottom line, everybody just wants to be part of the Money May show, including the IRS. That's fine. You can crunch numbers all day, but in the end, my empire is rock solid and intact. Now calculate that. Hashtag TMT, hashtag Floyd Mayweather, hashtag TBE.
Eventually, Floyd Mayweather addressed the rumors surrounding his taxes by revealing that he had paid $26 million to the IRS. However, rather than clearing up doubts, the announcement only sparked more questions. Was that the full amount owed, or had he fallen behind even further? The timing of the statement seemed less focused on transparency and more on managing public perception. Some critics suggest that the payment was more of a PR tactic designed to silence increasing speculation about his financial troubles.
To them by showing on Instagram $26 million, a payment he made to the IRS. By the way, nothing makes your tax payment look shadier than when you're just holding up cash.
Right.
That's not a good look for the IRS. But he showed his actual, 26 million.
They just pay him. Like, I don't know why, like, he's mad at the media. It's like, oh, you guys are making things up. No, it's leaked that you asked to pay after this fight. Like, you make all this money. If I was Mayweather, not only would I pay them on time, the IRS, I'd tip them. I'd be like, hey, here's what I owe you. Here's a little bit. Get your woman something nice, all right? How was Christmas for your kids? Oh, you're Jewish? Convert just for this Christmas. Here, take care.
Despite facing numerous lawsuits and financial warnings, Mayweather recently stated that he had invested $42 million in real estate, buying 62 buildings in Manhattan with his own funds. While he emphasized that no outside partners were involved, many critics remain skeptical about the validity of this claim. The timing and scale of the investment seem questionable, particularly when considering his other ongoing financial issues.
$2 million. This substantial investment was made through his real estate firm, Vada Properties, and is intended to expand his portfolio in New York City real estate market. Mayweather has expressed that this purchase holds significant personal meaning, reflecting his humble beginnings and desire to provide affordable housing options. He stated, growing up, I used to dream about owning just one home by myself. When you work hard, you can achieve anything. However, it's important to note that while Mayweather has announced this acquisition, some reports suggest that property records do not yet confirm a transfer of ownership. Experts speculate that he may have acquired a minority stake with options for future expansion.
Instead of boosting confidence, Mayweather's statement has only fueled skepticism. If accurate, it points to reckless overextension. Mayweather's obsession with material wealth may be his most detrimental habit. Every luxury car, designer watch, and gold chain he acquires contributes to a lifestyle that he can no longer afford. Insiders claim that he's spending more than he earns, month after month, and the numbers just don't add up. When those extravagant purchases are coupled with hefty tax liabilities, his financial situation only deteriorates further.
Floyd Mayweather is about to pay $2 billion to purchase a sports team and may never have to pay taxes again. The tax code offers these super wealthy so many methods to erase their income through deductions, and none is better than purchasing a sports team. Buying a sports team is like buying a unicorn real estate property. The value is always going to go up, the owner is going to make money, but on their tax return, they're going to use a strategy to report that they're losing money. See, the owner is actually allowed to write off the entire cost of the sports team against future income. This will allow Floyd to pay less in taxes. It's called amortization, which is very similar to depreciation. But if Floyd ever decides to sell the team, then the taxes will be owed. Who cares then? Because the taxes he was supposed to pay during those years, he's going to take that money, reinvest it for personal profit. See you, Floyd. Hit your boy up if you need help with taxes. My name is Duke, and I make taxes very easy to understand. Give me a follow to stay educated.
Nothing showcases Floyd Mayweather's obsession with spectacle quite like his recent trip to Mexico in an armored tank. While most people choose luxury SUVs or private jets for travel, Mayweather took things to an extreme. It wasn't about practicality, it was about drawing attention. While such stunts may earn him viral moments, they also highlight a man who seems entirely out of touch with financial reality.
They got Floyd Mayweather, like...
Well, I don't say kidnapped, but you know, you got your passport taken. You can't come and leave when you want to go, but he ain't in jail, so...
Okay.
He's out in a 6-star hotel being Floyd, so I guess it ain't that bad, but we'll see. We're going to watch and see like everybody else.
That's crazy. I mean, when you think of Money Mayweather, you thinking like Floyd may have like $1 billion or something.
He did. He made $1 billion plus. Floyd made a lot of money. And I don't really know Floyd's business, so I'm not going to speak on Floyd's business, but Floyd's very, as the world knows, he's money made, very flashy. Look, man, you know, we both made some real money, but you know, you start burning through, you make $2-3 million a year, you burning through $100,000 a month. You ain't really got that much money.
Shit, he probably spending way more than that.
No, I'm talking regular dudes.
I see what you're
say
saying.
we made $3 million, we burning through $100,000 a month. we really don't got no paper like that saved
that's a
up.
fact.
So even if he's making 100 million, if he's burning through 5, 6, 7 million a month, you still got taxes, you still got responsibilities. So I don't know nobody's bag, but you know, me and you, we real. We never count nobody paper. So
not at all.
I hope he got 10 billion. And I hope he get out of this problem.
That's a fact, because you would figure he should be able to just cash him out. Like whatever the tab is, you know, he should be able to wire that. You know what I mean?
I think he could do that with no problem. I think he got all the money in the world. I think they may not want it.
Mayweather's watch collection, valued in the millions, is another clear example of his compulsive desire to flaunt wealth. His social media is filled with images showcasing rows of diamond-encrusted timepieces, each more extravagant than the last. While some fans may be drawn to the glamour, financial experts see it as pure excess. These watches don't appreciate over time. In fact, they lose value the moment they're purchased.
I need you guys to watch me talk about my watches. Right here, I got 3 cases, and they're all full of watches. So when I travel, I like to take, you know, if I'm going for 45 days, I like to take 45 watches with me. I like to have options. So everybody's always asking me, what's your favorite watch? Well, one of my favorite watch brands is Co. As you can see right here, I got this a few months back, and it's one of my favorite watches. One of the best brands in the world. That's just my personal opinion. I like the brand so much, I went and bought another watch just yesterday, Co. As you can see, Co. Now, let's talk about watches, let's talk about jewelry, let's talk about a few things. I need you guys to watch me talk about my watches. So we'll set this to the side. Now, we want to give the people an appetizer or something light. So we give you 2 appetizers, then we'll give you a main course, just a few watches that I got while I travel. So check this out. We're gonna go here first. And of course, the company is Co. Crazy company. Now, I need you guys to come closer and check this out. So let me come to you guys.
When it comes to business, Floyd Mayweather's reputation is just as dubious as his spending habits. His focus has always been on profit rather than principles, leading him into ventures fraught with controversy. From questionable cryptocurrency schemes to failed promotional efforts, Mayweather's business portfolio reflects a series of impulsive decisions. True financial sustainability requires structure, ethics, and planning, none of which Floyd consistently demonstrates. As doubts grow about his ability to manage money, so does the concern that his financial empire could be collapsing under its own weight. If Mayweather doesn't change his approach soon, he may not just be remembered as a legendary boxer, but as a billionaire who lost it all.
Yeah. I think it was like a $5 or $8 million 5-fight deal or something like that. You have to check the numbers, but he turned that down to start his own promotion. And when he was with HBO, he worked out that deal to do the 24/7, where you can see the behind the scenes. That was right around the time when reality TV was getting big. So you didn't have social media then. People began to build and know Floyd off of the 24/7. I can tell you right now, my wife even became a boxing fan from watching the 24/7s. So the timing of him becoming his own boss, which you're gonna make the majority.
That's all for today's video. Stay tuned for more updates. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like, and share it with your friends.